Hello, everybody. Pause this music and get it set up right. Welcome to the stream. We are going to be doing some more server development. Just unmute the desktop audio. Get that turned down for you. Let me just make sure that the stream is popping up by checking on the channel. It is not. I make this detail visibility public. Okay. Good. We're live. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Today, we are going to be working on the ESX framework more, and at the end of the stream, we're actually going to be pushing out. Now, none of this is being tested till it's all done. So this could be a complete waste of time, but it is what it is. So we got some stuff done. Kind of get our scripts open up here. So we got our client script. So far we haven't added anything in that requires blips, which is something that we're going to completely change how we do with how the ESX framework works. I want it to be super easy for us on the server to modify the locations and the blips and the different things like that. So all of that related to the blip and the location setting is going to be completely in a separate file. SQL files, I'm just currently dragging in for all the SQL files that we need in the add-ons. Eventually we're going to do one for jobs and whitelist it. And eventually we're going to get to potentially making essential mode, SQL, and MySQL async all one script. But I'm going to do that at a later date, because that requires a lot more coding. So we need to open up our language, our server, and our FX manifest. So let's pop over to here. Let's see, what else do we want to add into this? So what do we have? Jobs and whitelisted. So not all of these scripts are being used, so I have to check to see which ones are actually being used. We're going to start off this stream with working on sit. So we're going to go down here. And I don't feel like copying all of these key settings, or retyping all the key settings. We're just going to copy and paste that in. Local sitting equals false. Local last position equals nil. Local current sit obj equals nil, and then local current is it Lua or Cubus or ESX? So Lua is the programming language we're using, but this is the ESX framework being recoded into smaller scripts. Very new to FiveM server development. This is an advanced thing I'm doing for FiveM. Can pop back over here. So all of these scripts here, you see in this folder, we are recoding and in a way, optimizing for server load time into just these three. These are going to be 3 scripts. So we're taking 84 individual scripts and putting them into 3 scripts. And this will be released to the public to download and put into your server. Like we're doing the add-ons right now. Oh, good. Yes, it's going to make developing a live server super easy because you'll only have, maybe 10 scripts or less. My goal is to make it 4 scripts total that you need to drag and drop into and start in order to work. Because I'm doing this for my own server that I develop for. Well, I don't own the server, but the server I develop for, this is what I'm doing it for. And I'm going to release it to the public. This is all based off of ESX1. And if you... Which this is something new I'm doing. I'm not done developing the Discord, but if you click the link in the description, you can join my Discord for development things. But I figured I would document the entire coding process. That's why it's titled Working on RavenRP Framework Day 2. I did a stream last night from 2:30 in the morning to 5:30 in the morning. And I'm not copying and pasting anything. I'm re-hand coding all of it. Vola, if you check the description, it'll be the top link in the description in order to join the Discord. Everything is still being set up for the Discord, but I figured it's better to release it right away so everybody can join and everybody can get development help. That's why there's no command yet. Join the Discord, bro. I'm one of your old scripts. I watch all your videos and it's very helpful. I'm just gonna call you A Gamer. A Gamer, that's dope, man. Glad you found my tutorials helpful. Why am I getting... Okay, I need to go offline on Steam. Or at least need to go in Do Not Disturb. Because I don't want whatever the hell that guy's name was to be popping up while streaming. What the hell was it? Don't want Space Dong 69. RavenRP is the community that I develop for. You have YouTubers like Tomovids, Callus. Shit, what are some of our other YouTubers? My name is... I'm going off of Discord names. Delgreasy, to Swifty. My name is Kira, I think. Twergy. Are you on salary or... No, it's not salary. I'm not going to say what I make or if I make anything. I'm going to keep that a mystery. But I am their lead. I am their lead developer. That's why you see this kind of type of project here that we're doing. And this project will be released to the public because I will not hold this script set private. Because a lot of these scripts are already available to the public that we are combining into much smaller script set. So it's just going to be a condensed version that I release to the public that I will also run on the RavenRP server. I'm looking for a lead dev for my server. If you're open for negotiations, we can talk over Discord later. I am, at the moment, I'm currently planning on staying where I am. I have no plans to leave RavenRP as their lead developer, because currently working on a massive update for the server. I have, let's not spill that. I currently have a notepad and pen sitting on my desk that I've been jotting down ideas in and everything. I have a meeting on Sunday to discuss some things with the owner, as well as other things in the future once we get to a point of where I can have where I have enough developers to separate, like, who's working on this, who's working on that, what's going on here, there, and the other, potentially launching additional servers for other games and things like that. Because if you know anything about business, you want to diversify your income. You want to diversify your, in this case, your audience, your player base. You want to make your community as massive as possible with as many different games as possible. And that's going to require a lot of development. It's not an RP server I'm creating, it's for deathmatch. Oh, interesting. RavenRP is just the name of the community. Raven Roleplay. And when I propose, because right now I want to get us to a point of where we're good with the roleplay server. Can you make about full ESX server tutorial soon, please? I want to make a ESX server. Yes, Athedria Gamer. I am currently behind the scenes working on an updated version, because the version that I used to make, I'm still going to use the same scripts. I'll probably use this script set, some of this script set, when I'm finished it. But I am currently working on an updated version of creating a FiveM server using ESX. I'm going to redo the entire tutorial series. A lot of it's just going to be repeat videos, but it's going to be an updated version using their new server version, their web UI, and different things like that. I do have plans to do that. Server development is taking up a lot of time. I relaunched my gaming channel, which that's investing, 4 or 5 hours into a single video there, and different things like that. I'm also creating content, recording for another channel I'm working on launching soon. That's more edgy type, funny moment stuff, like stuff that if it gets to a point of where I can make money off of any of these channels, every single one of those videos would have to be sponsored, because YouTube will never pay me for that content. So I have a lot on my plate. I'm working on a lot of cool, fun stuff. But a brand new ESX series is in the works, and I'll announce this year in this stream. I'm also working on a Minecraft server tutorial series on how to create a Minecraft network. It's like a Minecraft network, creating a Minecraft network server for beginners type of thing. I'm still working on picking out what plugins I want to use and different things like that for that series. So that's like way down the line. When next live? I'm going to try to be live streaming as much as possible. I can't promise every single day. I know I probably won't be streaming tomorrow night, because I have to record a Minecraft video tomorrow night, and that is going to take quite some time. Like, I skipped out on editing before the stream, but I already have a video recorded from a week ago to post tomorrow, which is going to be edited after the stream. but as often as much as possible, not every single day. I also do streaming over on Twitch. Don't tell Twitch that I'm streaming over here on YouTube. But I also stream gaming content on Twitch occasionally. You know, I'm producing as much content as possible in every free spare second of the day I have when I'm not at work or doing something with friends. But as long as you're subscribed to the channel and everything and you have notifications turned on, you will get a push notification of when I go live. Because I'm enjoying my time on YouTube. Because I don't stream much on Twitch. So my YouTube, when I go live on YouTube, I get to enjoy more interaction with my community than I do when I go live gaming on Twitch. Had to drop a quick message in Discord. Table dot unpack. Get. Yeah, it is a. Gotta pull the keyboard closer to me. Damn. Get gameplay. Camcords. Local. Dist equals get distance. Between chords px, py, pz, and x, y, z, comma 1. Local scale equals 1 divided by dist divided by 2. Or 1, whoops, times 2. Local FOV equals 1 divided by get gameplay cam. Do we have? No, this is the first time we're calling FOV. FOV. Times 100. Local scale equals scale times FOV. Here's one thing I need to check. What's our stream looking like? We going in. Yes, we are streaming in that 1080p 60. Beautiful. If I like how one thing with being the lead developer is normally if you want to promote something in the Discord, you have to ask permission. Me, I'm just like, hey, let's just type this promotion into one of my pieces of content. And I can get away with self-promotion. But don't go self-promoting it in the RavenRP Discord. I will kick you and ban you for that. Just because I do it doesn't mean you can do it. .1 times scale. Set text not front font 0. Text proportional 1. Set text L CL COL. I know how to spell the wrong version of color. COLOUR. You will find throughout also my streams. Jesus, English. I shit on the non-American way of spelling things. But because this is just retyping the entire ESX framework. Yentel Gaming, hello, how are you doing? I shit on the non-American way of spelling things because this is pretty much just retyping the ESX framework into smaller scripts and getting it working, but also adding some customization options to it as well. Please mention FiveM development or roleplay server development in the title. More people. Good idea. Working on RavenRP framework. FiveM development. Day 2. Good. What about yourself? I'm doing pretty alright. I was able to disappear from work early tonight. I walked up to my boss and went, I'm leaving and there's nothing you can do about it. But I could also, well, I'm store manager. I work for a grocery store. Walked up to my evening store manager and told him I'm leaving and there's nothing you can do about it. I had a YouTube video while watching me. Nice. Best part about what I do for a living is I can message my evening store manager on Discord right now. I can literally message him like the word penis and he'd probably respond to me. Get yourself a place of work where you can do shit like that, and it is so much fun. Whoops. Set text. I still gotta, Yentel Gaming, I still gotta edit my video for my gaming channel tonight. But yet, it only be midnight. So, it is what it is. I still got plenty of time. I probably won't go to sleep till 5:30 in the morning. So, I got plenty of time to edit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Greg died. What? What do you mean Greg died? Sit. Just Greg died. Nice. I hope it was painful. Oops. Hey, if you guys want to know what playlist we're listening to, it's that is not the playlist. Hey, Street Beats Synthwave. When I stream on YouTube, I use copyright-free music because I don't want to get DMCA'd. On Twitch, however, I don't give a shit, and we listen to. I could actually pull up the. We listen to if I go to my recently played. We listen to playlists like my Emo Forever playlist, which has these type of songs in it. I listen to a crap ton of copyright music when I stream over on Twitch, but when I stream over here on YouTube, because YouTube can take down live streams, I listen to copyright-free music, so that don't happen. That also is the only thing I don't like about YouTube, streaming on YouTube. Is the fact of I can't listen to my preferred playlists without the playlists we listen to on the Twitch streams. Without fear of getting the stream taken down. Okay, let's see here. We have to register the net event now. Register net event. Add event handler. Sit. Equals 1, comma, hashtag debug props, comma 1, do local chords equals get local hash get velocity model, debug, props. Chords dot x chords dot y chords dot z. Local model equals unknown. For I equals 1, hashtag config dot reactables, comma 1, do local seat. Oh, this is empty now. Sad. Seat equals config dot interactables. Aye, Captain. Not gonna finish that in fear of getting copyright strike just for saying it. Cause you gotta love YouTube. Oh, whoops, it'd help if I actually put this in. Z, back to some framework, I see. Yes, that is all we're going to be streaming for the time being, because the next content update that comes to the server is going to involve this. What am I coding here? I am coding a sit command. If you type in /sit on our server, on the RavenRP server, you will plop your ass down in a chair, or you will enable the sit animation, which is what we are coding into our add-on script here. Also, Z, if you take a look at the top of the description, there is now a Discord server for you to join. It's not completely done being set up yet, but it is there for the community to get together, if I can speak English, to get together and communicate with each other and work on scripts together and get help from other people when I'm not around. Because if you have an issue that needs solving that someone else knows how to get the answer to, well, that's the place to go. Bro, I know how to build a base server and database, but what are the resources we need to build a full ESX server? So, building a full ESX server, that all depends on what you want the server to do. If you want it to be a live server, you gotta get scripts that are in relation to that live server. like jobs, health, for things like that. A lot of things you could just keep the default ESX scripts and reskin them with other release things, or grab different things from different servers that have been leaked. I know I've used leaked scripts in the past. We run a couple of leaked scripts on our server for different things, like we had the phone script from a popular server. We had gotten permission to use that, but they sent us a much older version of it, so we just kind of found a updated. They sent us a broken version, so we went out of our way to find a working version of a phone script, which all that's gonna be. I'm just gonna straight up release that shit to the public. Fuck it. But it all depends on what scripts you want. There is no true full ESX server. It all comes down to what you want your server to have. With that comes whatever scripts you want on your server. So there is no true answer to that. What are the best server hosts? Virtual private servers, or VPSs, that's at least what I call them. They're virtual machines. You can get them from any server hosting provider. Usually you could get some pretty good ones for under $50 a month. Hosting it on there, where it's pretty much like the environment you see on your screen right now of my computer. You can get one of those. They're great. That's personally what we use for our day-to-day server operations, but you can also just whatever you want for things. I wanted to do a Fleeca bank robbery and the big bank, but I couldn't find the resources or scripts for it. Usually the bank robbery comes with the bank script, and you need an X amount of police online. So you also need to have police on the server. I believe that goes for the main one that I showcased in my video, as well as a lot of the other ones that are out on the public. Do you know how long it takes to get a response from RavenRP for applications? Yes, I do. We usually respond within 1 to 2 weeks of your application being submitted if we are currently looking for applicants. I know I'll say DYL doesn't game. If you're looking for, no matter which position you were looking for, go ahead and reply. I'll say we are currently accepting, but potentially not hiring for, all staff positions as well as developer. I know I want to bring on a couple more developers to throw some work off to you for smaller updates to the server, like content creators needing things added onto the server that get wired through me, and different things like that. So feel free to apply. But usually our response time is 1 to 2 weeks. I'm very new to this topic, and I don't know which resources I need. It all depends. Just looking on the FiveM forums, if there's a specific thing you want to add to your server, for example, a specific job, look up that job. It might require other resources that you need to add. You need to add those. If those resources require resources, add those. It's just kind of like a trickle-down effect of you want this one resource, but it requires all these other resources. If FiveM is very customizable, you can just run the base ESX framework for, like, health and shit, and your server could be done. It all depends on what you specifically want your server to do. Yenta Gaming, may you send me a link to that hosting? I am not entirely sure of what hosting that we use, but just Googling a virtual machine hosting or a VPS hosting, things like that. Is there a trading process for any position in this server, such as civilian trading? No, the server is open to the public, so if you search up RavenRP, as long as you are joined in our Discord, you are free to play on the server. The only thing that requires training are like police, EMS, moderators, moderators, admins, developers, and things like that. Any sort of whitelisted job requires training like police and EMS, any sort of staff position, we will go through a hiring process that you normally would for like a regular job. At least that's how I do it. Like, at least I can speak for myself. I don't do the regular admin and moderator and support hiring. I do the developer hiring. I can speak for myself. I will look over your application, and if I have any questions in that process, I will send you a DM on Discord saying, hey, do you have a free moment to call? I'll call you. I'll have your application up. I'll ask you questions about that. I applied last night for the police department. Just wanted to know, because I've also applied for other servers and just finding a place to stay. Did you say you don't need to apply for Civ? Yes, you do not need to apply to be a Civ. You can, if you look up RavenRP in FiveM, or if you go to our How to Join section, I believe it's called How to Join. We can pull it up. Server IP. If you go to our server IP section here on the Discord, you will be able to see the different ways that you can join your server and what you need to join the server, because we've been getting a lot of questions about that by little kids who don't know what the hell they're doing. Why do I have 2 Discord notifications in my private server? Why does he want me to change his nickname to that? Okay, a couple of my friends are playing zombies while I'm streaming. But apparently it says I still have... He wants me to change his nickname. We're just going to... I don't want to call him. We're going to do this for him. We're just going to change his nickname to that. Sure. Because why the hell not? Oh, okay, thanks. I thought Civ might have been a role you have to earn. No. Because we want this server to blow up and have as many people playing on it as possible for YouTube videos, we need some things like that. My ASX server has some little resources. I'm assuming you mean has very few resources, but it has a lot of bugs. How do I fix those bugs? If you're not running... So a lot of those bugs could be caused by databases. If you do not have your database set up and connect it properly, which I cover in a tutorial, I believe, on how to setting up the ESX framework, it will not work properly. So there's a... FiveM is one of those finicky things where if you don't have it set up properly... Oh, come on. Open... I hate these twist-offs. If you don't have it set up properly, it may not work properly. How do you whitelist your server? So we whitelist our server by allowing players to have multiple jobs, and you create a specific character that you want us to put your police job or EMS job or something like that on. Administration, we go through our web portal and add you as an administrator, moderator. Support doesn't get one of those roles on there because support does not have access to the actual server itself. They are just for Discord support. Looking at different things, if things need to be brought to my attention or administration's attention, it will be. And different things like that. So it would just be like, for setting a player's job, it would just be as simple as /set job. You'd have them on the server, their current ID on the server, and things like that. Do I have to go into my router to have the server go live? Or is there a way around that? If you're talking about just having the server go live for where you can join it, no. But if you're talking about if you're home hosting, kind of like how my tutorials cover, because I cover home hosting as well as, like, home hosting also works into, like, the virtual machines and stuff that you would use through, like, a VPS host. But if you're hosting off your home network, yes, you do need to go into your router settings and enable it. I believe it's 3120. Is there a process you have to go through if you want to record or stream gameplay? Couldn't see anything about it. DUIL doesn't game. No, you don't have to have any special permission. That's the beautiful thing about our server. We don't give a flying fuck if you record or live stream our server. The only thing we care about is if you promote your videos as well as any of your channel links in our Discord without specific approval from administration. You can record and upload content to your heart's content on our server. Ours is a content-centric server. We want as many people as possible playing on the server, making videos, because that helps all of us grow. Like the video I'm uploading technically today now, because it's the 25th. That'll go live in 12 hours. Is a FiveM video. I just have to edit it. It's like a half-hour of footage I gotta chop down into like 15 minutes. Because I only upload 10 to 15 minute long videos. But some take hours to record. Like I know if we pop over to my other channel, I can show you guys something real quick and give you a little bit of insight into how long it takes to record a video. So this is my other channel. And this is why I upload Minecraft content to. The villager move, that took about 4 hours to record. It's 4 hours. Each video takes about 4 hours. Each Minecraft video takes about 4 hours to record. But I want to get that channel to 100 subscribers as well, because that is one of the 2 last channels I need to hit 100 subscribers so I can get a custom YouTube URL. I don't care about making money on these channels. I don't care about the channels immensely blowing up to a point of where I could turn this into my full-time job. Really, the only true thing I care about when it comes to content creation is that custom URL. So I only care about hitting 100 subscribers. Any growth past that is just a bonus for me. Because having that custom URL is extremely good for when you're posting your channel URL somewhere or different things like that. It helps for the simplicity of things. But obviously, growing and being able to turn this into a sustainable source of income is something that I would love, but it's not something I am betting on happening anytime soon. I'm just here for the content. I feel like RP is easy content because it really is never the same scenario twice. Yes, it is and it isn't. If you're playing on a content-centric server like ours and there's players online and you can interact with players, it is easy content. I've recorded I don't know how many videos I've recorded on this server, because I'll sit down for like 4 5-hour recording sessions and I'll wind up deleting all of the footage because I'm like, this shit isn't interesting. You have to have players online, because I record at really weird times because of my full-time job outside of the development in YouTube, where it's just not feasible for me to be on at prime time recording every single day of the week. So if you could be on at prime time, it is easy. It's easy content, but it's not easy content. There's If you want your content to always stay fresh and interesting and new ideas, you always have to think of something. Like, hey, I want to get this accomplished in this video. Let's see if I can do that with the players that are online and different things like that. I spelled SC. He is paired using SCENAR. Yeah. Oh, I just launched my new podcast channel today. I just need to record my first episode just with some friends to start. And depending on how that goes, I want to interview smaller content creators. Z, if you are looking for people to interview and people to like have on your podcast. I love podcasts. I would love to be on a podcast. DM me on Twitter. Let me know it's you if your Twitter name is different. What is Qbus? Qbus. Ah, shit. Why can't I remember what Qbus is? Quick Google search. Qbus. FiveM. Appears to be a framework. The fuck is the Qbus framework? So Qbus appears to be a different framework other than ESX, according to my quick Google search. I cannot confirm nor deny that. But it appears to be something that is no longer worked on, according to the archives. My Twitter is just my Discord name spelled with an S instead of Z. Stingerzoid. Alright, yeah, let's see, we have... Oh, I haven't set everything up, but I'll give both the people who joined my Discord in the stream. Remember, guys, if you want to join the Discord, top link in the description. I will add you on as a friend. I will send you a friend request, and we can talk more after stream about potentially me coming on as a guest. Because I'd love to. And we can set up a time that works good for both of us. Alright. So I love working with small creators. I love promoting content and things like that. Because at the end of the day, us small content creators are not going to get our blow up on YouTube without each other. Because the way the climate is with content creation now and everything, you have to have a video go mega viral in order to see any success on YouTube. Ooh. The burps. Probably not drinking the best thing to be drinking while doing development work, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Just out of curiosity, just out of curiosity, what is your time zone? I am EST. I am EST as well. I don't mind giving away my state that I live in. I live in the beautiful state of Pennsylvania. I live in Pennsylvania, where we have a shit governor that I regularly want to throat punch. But, you know, I live in Pennsylvania. EST is my time zone. You live in Canada? Nice. I love my, my prime minister is a pothead. Yo, if your prime minister is a pothead, I love your prime minister already just by that fact. Because in the area I live and the friends I have, like, the area I work, I can't go a day without, like, damn near getting contact high from my customers at work to having friends be like, hey, you want to come over and get high with me? Weed was illegal up until he became prime minister. I hope that's the one thing that happens in Pennsylvania, is that weed becomes legal. Because there's nothing wrong with smoking weed. Because weed is not a gateway drug into other things. You are dumb as shit, need to educate yourself if you think otherwise. My little tidbit of the day. We talk about literally everything when we program. Doesn't matter what it is, what the topic is, I will discuss it. I will give my 2 cents. People may not like my 2 cents. And if you don't, I feel free to challenge me on it in the chat. Because we will never have a educated population, no matter what country you live in, where you reside, if you are not challenging each other's viewpoints in a civil matter. I would speak on what a civil matter is not, but I don't feel like waking up to getting canceled again. Even though it was fun as hell to try to get for that one massive creator to try to cancel me on Twitter a couple of years ago. Before canceling people was even really a thing. Before canceling people became mainstream and like the go-to thing. I will play devil's advocate just to get an argument. I started an argument. Fuck, this was... When did I buy my handgun? 4 years ago? Is the server life-based? Yes, DYL does the game. The server is life-based. I love playing devil's advocate. I saw a tweet from... If you remember the show, Video Game High School. I got into an argument with one of its people on Twitter. They tweeted out, nobody likes Keemstar. I posted in there, I replied to the tweet, was like, well, I like Keemstar, therefore your statement is invalid. And that started a war on Twitter. That person called me racist. That preceded them to... And for YouTube's sake, and for me getting my video taken down for hate speech, this is for contextual purposes only. I did not say this. I do not condone calling someone this. This person got spammed with the word chink because they were Asian, which was, from my point of view, funny as hell because they brought it on themselves. Plus, this was a couple of years ago when the internet was a hell of a lot less sensitive. Keemstar got involved, and it was just fantastic. I was just reaping the benefits of starting all of this. I was getting so many Twitter impressions. I was getting so many follows. And then I tweeted out that I wanted to fuck Garfield as a way to try to get blocked by the account and got banned for harassment. But I'm back on Twitter. I immediately came back on Twitter literally hours after being banned. But I don't own my account. So Twitter cannot ban me for posting on their platform. Oh, fun times somehow. Yeah, it was so, that's been like the highlight, my go-to. Like, this is some dumb shit I did on the internet years ago. It's funny as hell. And I will always be proud of the moment that I had Keemstar defending me telling this YouTuber to apologize like 4 years ago. Unfortunately, it never made it onto his channel. It just stayed on Twitter. But it was worth it. Just for the fact that, like, knowing that a tweet that said, "I like Keemstar, therefore your statement is invalid," started a several-day Twitter beef with massive creators. And that's just shit I live for. Just, you know, tweeting what I want that obviously won't get me kicked off the platform. And just having fun with social media. Because if you take social media serious, you're kinda dumb. Unless it's like unless it's for like business purposes. And then you shouldn't, then it should be, your account should be solely for business. And take this from someone who owns like 4 business accounts. Like, my company owns my Twitter account. That's how I can stay on twitter.com. Because whenever I decide to step down, unless I could get my, if I've gotten my Twitter ban reversed, I would be able to stay on the platform and continue to tweet. But if I can't get my Twitter ban reversed, if I ever decide to step down from my company as the acting CEO, I will no longer be able to post to Twitter. Unless I create another company that owns my account, or I quote-unquote sell my account to one of my friends and have them be the owner of it. Should be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I code something wrong? This is fun to try to figure out. So if found equals true, that ends there. We got 2 ends up there for the if of the 4. That if ends down below. The if sitting ends here. The if not. Where's the if not at? This is the fun of programming. Figuring out why the fuck you only have 3 end statements. If pet is in any vehicle. Fuck, we missed some shit. This will be easy to fix. I only have 1 account on my social media, but have 4 YouTube channels, each for different things. Guess you could say there's 1 for my stream highlights and 1 for my main channel. So, I will give you a quick rundown of all of the channels that I have. I have my podcast, Just Boomer Things. I have my video game publishing company. And then the podcast. So I'll run down of all the channels that I have personally created, that whether they have content on them or not, these are the channels that I technically own but don't own. The channels that I own are Just Boomer Things Podcast, Trollio, Trollio Dev, Mr. Trollio, and Trollio Live. I have a channel called Hollow Domination, which is my video game publishing company, Trollio Games, which is my video game development company for Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo. And then for my mobile development company, BaleSong Studios, I can't remember if I created a YouTube channel or not for that. But those, Trollio Games and BaleSong Studios, are both owned by Hollow Domination, so there's subsets of them. So they're technically just seen as departments, is the way that I'd be able to file my taxes, so I'd only have to turn one company into a LLC, things like that. So, alright guys, I gotta run to the bathroom real quick. I will be back momentarily. Enjoy the music while I'm gone. It should only be 30 seconds or less. Alright, I am back. Back into the programming and adding in this one thing that I forgot. We gotta figure out what added into the code. We have the distance. Oh, excuse me. You know what? Let's go like this. Oh, we messed up everything. So we just gotta do you like Hollywood Undead? Yes, I love Hollywood Undead's music. I don't listen to them often, and I really only have one song in my playlist because I'm like, relatable. And that would be shit. What song is that? Bullet. That's like the one song of them that I keep in my playlist all the time. How long does it take to build a good roleplay server? If you have enough experience, it can take as long as a month to build. This server I built in a month. And that's just because I've been building servers for years. But really, you pick an idea, you find all the scripts. It could take a couple of weeks to a couple of months to build a good server. Building a good server is the easy part. Getting the player base is the difficult part. I have 19 songs on my PC out of 213. Yeah, I don't download any music anymore. I just use Spotify for everything, but I get what you mean. Kids never start smoking. It is like literally the worst thing you can do to yourself. Indestructibles. Where we at? We're at object. Local data equals nil. Local model name equals nil. Local found. Get hash key K. Hash, then gotta do data equals not BV. No, I want the lowercase v, I don't want the capital V. Brett Smith, hello, how are you doing tonight, my friend? I am doing good, that is good to hear. But I am doing fine. It is currently 1 o'clock in the morning. I've been up since 11 a.m. yesterday. Worked a 8-hour shift. Doing pretty alright. Hey, while we figure out stuff for the podcast, if you can think of something you want to talk about, just write them down. I already have 7 topics. Lol. Z, I'm gonna leave it to you. Whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to discuss, hit me with them at random and I'll come up with on-the-spot answers. Unless you want to send me the list beforehand and I can think about it and I can work on it. But Really, whatever you want to talk about, the structure of your podcast is your podcast. I'm running on 45 minutes of sleep of the last 2 days. Lol, wow, that much sleep. My longest... So this is going to be sad. This is really, really fucking sad. When Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War came out, I took off 4 days of work, stayed up for 96 hours straight playing the game. So, yeah. I did the same thing for Modern Warfare. I did the same thing for Black Ops 4. Infinite Warfare. I stayed for like every new COD launch, because I love Call of Duty. I stay up for like 3-4 days straight just playing the game. So 45 minutes of sleep. Holy shit, bro. Well, yeah, I should be dead. But caffeine-fueled benders keep me awake. I'm new to developing. Do you have any tips for me? If you are... Brent, are you talking about developing as in programming your own scripts, writing your own scripts, or you're talking about as in developing, creating your own server? Because there are 2 different tip options that I could give you. So... Let me know if you are talking about actually development, like writing things custom, or if you're talking about creating a server based on scripts that already exist. Because there's 2 completely different answers that I could give you for that, and I want to do. I'm creating my own FiveM server. So with creating your own FiveM server, some tips I could give you is look at scripts, look into scripts. A lot of popular scripts, take a look at what that particular script offers. I know one thing that helped me back in the day when I was working on getting into development of FiveM and things like that and creating my own servers, I wrote down what I wanted my server to be, actual pen and paper. I wrote down, this is what I want it to be. So now you don't have to write it down pen and paper like I do. I like writing things on pen and paper for, things like that. Simple notepad of this is what you want your server to be. And then be like, okay, so I want my server to be this. What scripts do I need in order to get this get this server the way that I want it? And start looking into scripts. The FiveM forums is a beautiful place to look for scripts. Just type in, like, X script, like, you know, this particular thing I want. And boom, look that up, dig into those scripts and different things like that. Find the one that best works for your server that's easy for you to work with. I was that way with The Last of Us 2 and Spider-Man, trying to get Platinum Trophy on PS4. I played a little bit of Spider-Man, never beat it. I played a little bit of The Last of Us, never beat it. Did I buy The Last of Us Part 2? No, I did not buy The Last of Us Part 2. Okay, thank you. You're welcome, Brent. I haven't bought The Last of Us Part 2 yet because I haven't found the Collector's Edition complete for the price I want to pay yet. And got to go. Goodbye. See you, Brent. Any good Photoshop apps for free? Paint.net and GIMP. GIMP are amazing pieces of software that you can use in place of Photoshop. I recommend. Yeah, anybody in chat that has Photoshop type software to recommend, feel free to recommend it. I personally used, when I was starting out, Paint.net. That's the piece of software I liked the most. I used GIMP a little bit. I have it installed on my computer now. I use it for minimizing file sizes when I can't open them in Photoshop or Paint. It is a web browser-based photo editor, and I make all my thumbnails on it. That is really dope. Anything that you can use for free and things like that is always fun. Is always good. Okay, so this ends the event handler. Gotta make sure everything's ending correctly. So that's the one thing about rewriting all these scripts is you gotta make sure everything's ending correctly. If sitting, where is the if sitting and not sitting? So if sitting and not sitting, that ends if not pet is any. So we gotta tab back all of these and that'll fix that. There's no watermark and it's free. That is dope. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, anything without a watermark is always good. Do I have an audio interface at all? So I'm assuming by audio interface, you mean external mixer. I did at one point. I have the microphone and mixer like next to my desk. Turns out it was my mixer that was the issue. I used to use a XLR Audio-Technica AT2020, then I upgraded to, about a month ago, the Shure MV7, which is just running straight through USB Type-C at the moment, till I'm not lazy and buy a new mixer. But I want to get the Go XLR, which I cannot afford at the moment. But yeah, I used to run through a Behringer audio interface, and then it started to die on me after about 4 years. Let's see, any tips for ELS cars? Do not know how to do them. Tried YouTube vids, not worked. Yentl Gaming. I know... I don't think I have a tutorial on that, but there is. If you look up custom cars on the FiveM forums, you should be able to find something. There's a very good tutorial on there. Uncovering that. DYL doesn't game. Have you got any vids explaining server config? I've been told by someone that I need to have ensure instead of start before the resource name. So ensure... You can either have ensure, you can either have ensure, you can either have start. It doesn't really matter from my personal experience. I know on our server we have both ensure and start. It doesn't matter as long as you're starting the resource. Well, I made a video on a Behringer product, the UMC22. What is the UMC22? That name sounds familiar. Oh, that is the... I believe that is the exact audio interface I killed laying on my floor. The UMC22, yes. If you can hear the noise, that is me slapping it. I killed this audio interface. It's a great interface while I had it. I think I paid like $40 off Amazon. Any good FiveM scripts for VM-based servers? Yentl Gaming, that depends on what type of server you're developing. Because I can sit here all night and recommend you scripts, but what type of scripts you should have on your server all depends on what type of server you're trying to build. Really, you had no issues to fucking drivers from my PC blue screen since I deleted drivers. Since I deleted the drivers, I have had no issues. So for me, what I did with the UMC22 is I just plugged it into my computer and used it. I never went out of my way to install drivers, unless Windows Update installed drivers for me. If you take a look at my... at any video I have on this channel, if you notice kind of a like a humming sound in the background, that is caused by the audio interface. Because I plugged this exact microphone, my Shure MV7 Mini, into it when I first got it. So I was like, oh dope, it's a microphone issue, I'll replace my mic. Plug the mic into it, same issue. I never had any PC blue screen issues or anything like that, and I've used it across, what? 3 different computers. Does DYL, just a game, does RavenRP have rules on not being allowed on any other service? No! No, we believe in, if there's no one online on our server, you should be free to join another server that has players on to get the best roleplay experience possible. We are all about bringing you the best roleplay experience possible, and if at the current moment that does not, the best roleplay experience for you does not work with our server, feel free to join another server and play on that. And I think it killed my mic because it isn't connecting to my PC. I have to use my headset. Ooh, Z, what microphone do you have? We'll start there. Because I know if my microphone ever died, I would have no mic for my computer. Because my microphone headset does not work on my PC. I have 2 pairs of Astro A10s that I use. I'm currently using the, which pair is this? The Legend of Zelda ones. Because I can't afford the Astro A40s. Because I am broke as shit. Best headset for their prices? Yentl Gaming? I think for shit, how much are these? We'll do a quick Amazon search here. We'll see what my headset is, because I know I quite enjoy Astros. Astro A40s? No, I use the A10s. $50 if you're just going for a base color. Hell, even the Astros. So these are the Astros I have now. I paid $70 for them. I have that and the Call of Duty ones. Astros, I like their audio quality. Honestly, I don't know. I just bought a cheap ass mic that wasn't connected to headphones. You know the brand of your microphone? Best microphones, a Blue Yeti, a Blue Snowball, the Audio-Technica AT2020. I know they make both a condenser and a USB version, and the Shure MV7, I think it is. Believe that is the microphone that I have. That is going from really cheap to really expensive. The Blue Snowball being the cheapest at around $50. I believe the Blue Yeti is around $80 to $100. The Audio-Technica AT2020 could be anywhere between $120 to $150, and I'm just going off of prices from what I remember. And the microphone that I have, which is the Shure MV7 Mini, was about $250. It's just a generic condenser mic that is an OOF. Honestly, I have my Shure microphone plugged into USB Type-C, and I've had no issues with it, and I honestly don't see myself upgrading in the future to switching back to condenser, unless I upgrade to the main one that you see every single YouTuber and every single podcaster using, that Shure microphone, unless I upgrade to that, or I'm like bored and I'm like, let's upgrade to a condenser microphone because I have the extra cash. I thought I turned caps off. The SM7B, yeah, that's the microphone that all the YouTubers use, right? The SM. Yeah, that's $400. I have the MV7. Yeah, if we go to can pull up the exact microphone I have. So this is the microphone. This is the microphone that I use. But yeah, the SM7B, that's like my dream microphone. At least in terms of what it offers, being a condenser microphone and everything. The fact that that all the YouTubers and everything use it. Has fantastic audio quality from my experience. From my experience of listening to videos and stuff with it, from many different content creators. So I did end up buying a Shure microphone, but I just bought the MV7 Dynamic, which is like a mini version. So this is the exact one I have that I paid $250 for. Sorry for the link, but that is the mic. I didn't see your link. Unless you message it to me on Discord. Forgot, I have to at... Oh, this is the microphone that you have? You have a microphone for coding and laptop Mac with professional plug-and-play studio microphone. This you just did? Yeah, no, I clicked the link. This honestly reminds me, like, looking at the Audio-Technica, this, honest to God, looks like a ripoff of the Audio-Technica AT2020. For, like, what? Literally a third of the cost, I think. Let's see. Audio-Technica AT2020. Yeah, literally like a third of the cost. God, what was that? Oh, what the fuck did my friend... I'm going to look at that later, because that is NSFW. Why do I get tagged in this shit in my Discord? Exact rip, lol. Yeah, it is like... If you click on the AT2020, it looks identical. It is an exact rip, but if you're paying like a third of the price... Or even a fourth, fifth, whatever, I don't blame you for buying the cheaper version of it. As someone who spends a lot of money, but really only spends their stock profits. I feel that. As long as it works, it's all good. It was a perfect microphone. I had no issues with it. Yeah, if you have no issues with it, that's all that matters. Like, my AT2020 is still a good microphone. Turns out it was just the mixer that was the issue. So, like, I know myself and my best friend, me and her were talking about moving into an apartment together. If we move into an apartment together, I have a spare PC that she could use. I'd set her up with, you know, if I had the only issue with this condenser is shit with what's it called? The OBS. She would never use that, so I would set her up with that stuff. Microphone still works fine. Just got done watching your ESX video, and I just want to say thank you for the awesome tutorial. It was super easy to follow. Thank you, Uvia. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. That is always dope feedback to hear. I want to try and butt a new microphone and see if it was the mic or the computer, or if it's the computer itself. That's what I did. Make sure that if you do purchase a new microphone, especially if it's a condenser mic, make sure you have the ability to return it before purchasing it. I pulled my 2020 apart when I was bored and never put it back together. I was curious to see what was in it. I did that with my blue snowball. And the funny thing about that, and the reason why I will never buy blue products again, because I tore apart my blue snowball microphone, and I found out that it was missing some of the rubber washers on the inside. I was like missing one or two. So I contacted Blue saying, hey, I took my microphone apart. I know I voided the warranty. I am willing to purchase these parts to get the microphone put back together properly. And they refused to even sell me the washers that I needed. Like, I tried to, like, I was like, hey, I contacted their support, I contacted the customer service, their warranty department, I contacted everybody. I sent out multiple different emails. It's like, hey, I know I voided the warranty on this, I tore apart my microphone to paint it, which I know voids the warranty because I tore the microphone apart, but within tearing it apart, I noticed that it was missing X amount of washers, which I believe was 1 or 2. Rubber washers. I said, I know it voids the warranty, but I'm willing to purchase it to put the microphone back together in full with every single part inside of it. And they refused to sell me the parts. So I think that same week, I went out and bought the Audio-Technica microphone and the condenser. Oh, it's okay. We gotta change this one. That way I know. Yeah, it's always a good idea to know if you can return it. Recording audio and things like that always helps. That's how I found out. That it was my condenser and not my mic. Like, I technically could have returned this microphone and spent less money. But I was like, I like this microphone a lot. I like the way it looks. I like the way it sounds. I'll keep it. I wanted a Shure microphone. So I went ahead and just kept it. Still paying on it. Because the way I do things is I put everything on credit and pay, especially if I have the option to do interest-free. I will do that and have it paid off by the time the insurance goes to kick in. Or not the insurance, the interest on the product. I'm off catching extremes. See you, DYL doesn't game. Enjoy the rest of your night, and I hope to see you in chat again in the future, or in comments of a YouTube video. So we got entity chords, entity position, position of cyber event. Chords, position, cyber event. Completely off topic. How many topics do you think is good enough for a podcast? I asked because you've done a podcast before. Like when I did my podcast, it was we got together and we just talked. We talked about many different topics. It all depends on how long you want the podcast to be and how many topics you want to talk about in the podcast. If you want to talk about 4 different topics, then let's talk about 4 different topics. If you want to talk about 14 different topics, let's talk about 14 different topics. It all depends on what you think is good and how long you particularly want the podcast to be, is what it comes down to. How long you want the podcast to be is how many topics the podcast should have. Well, I basically have 2 episodes ready to shoot. I just need to figure out a date and time. I know, me and you can talk more in DMs. To set up a particular date that works best for both of us, but I'm usually normally off from my regular job Sundays and Mondays, and I'm free all day. And if I have things going on, I will drag my ass out of bed for him. open this. Okay, so we have ESX trigger. So we have if occupied, then ESX dot show notification. Time to go to Google Translate to figure out what the hell this says. Ah, fuck. I'm assuming this is French for you cannot sit here. This place has taken. So we're gonna call this seat taken. So we're gonna do ESX underscore U set underscore seat underscore taken. No, I don't want scenario. I don't want current scenario. I want scenario. Task. Start. Position. Play head. Current scenario. Pause dot X. Pause dot me. Not you. Y. Pause dot Z. Z minus data dot vertical offset comma get entity heading object plus 180 point comma 0 comma true comma true. Sitting equals false. We got end and end. We are done the client script for sit, which sit is a pretty big one. So let's reopen this. Server's a hell of a lot smaller. Actually, before we jump over to here, I believe I still have this open in my tab. I do. Let's go into English. Where did I put that sit seat taken? Place is taken. There we go. We're done with that translate. So now we're in server.lua. Trigger, we gotta trigger the event ESX : get shared object, comma. Once we finish, I'm only doing one script tonight because my friends are playing COD and I want to play some zombies with them because the new update is out for it, I believe. So once we finish this, we're going to end off the stream. Register server event. ESX _. For I equals hashtag seats taken 1 do if ooh, excuse me, if object does not equal seats taken, I then table dot insert underscore seats taken, comma, seats taken, I. Register server callback. Source CB ID Okay, we forgot a thing up here. Seats taken equals underscore seats taken end. Seats taken I equals 1 do Okay, so we have over here, we have server done. Let's open up our config. And this is a pretty big config because it just has all the different types of seats in it. So let's go over here, open our config. We can do -- sit. Config is done. Everything there is done. Alright guys, I know we only did a 2-hour stream tonight, but thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And I will see you all hopefully relatively soon in another video. Thanks for watching again. I hope you all enjoyed and hope to see you back here another time. Let's pick out a song to end off the stream. Pop back. Alright, we will do this song. Guys, thank you again so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope to see you back here again for the next stream. Goodbye.